The night was quiet, but inside Arav's heart there was a loud storm. He lay on his bed staring at the ceiling fan as it moved slowly round and round, just like his thoughts. Every day felt the same: wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. He felt tired, not in his body but deep inside, a kind of tired that sleep could not fix. Arav whispered to himself, "What's the point?" The words felt heavy, like they had been waiting to come out for a long time. He was not poor, he was not starving. His life looked fine from the outside. People smiled at him, laughed with him, and said, "You're doing well." But inside he felt empty, like a cup that looked full but had no water. The next morning, Arav went to work as usual. He sat at his desk, staring at the screen. Numbers, emails, messages, all of it felt meaningless. He remembered when he was younger how he used to dream big. He wanted to help people, he wanted to do something that mattered, but life happened, responsibilities came, fear grew, dreams slowly became quiet. During lunch break, instead of sitting with his coworkers, Arav walked outside. He sat on a bench near a small park. Children were playing, laughing loudly, running without worry. Arav watched them and felt a strange pain in his chest. When was the last time he laughed like that? When did life become so heavy? An old man sat on the other end of the bench. He had kind eyes and slow movements. After a few minutes, he looked at Arav and said, "You look like someone carrying a big weight." Arav was surprised. He didn't usually talk to strangers, but something about the old man's voice felt safe. "I don't know," Arav replied, "I just feel lost." The old man nodded. "Lost is not a bad place to be." Arav looked at him confused. "How can that be good?" The old man smiled gently. "Because lost means you are searching. Only those who care feel lost." They sat in silence for a while. Birds chirped, leaves moved with the wind. "Can I tell you a story?" the old man asked. Arav shrugged, "Sure." "There was once a man who thought his life had no meaning," the old man began. "Every day he woke up feeling empty. He believed he was invisible, that nothing he did mattered. One day he decided to walk without any plan, just walk." Arav listened quietly. The man walked and walked until he reached a river. He saw a small boy crying near the water. The boy had dropped his toy into the river. Without thinking, the man stepped in and picked it up. The boy smiled and ran to his mother. The man felt something warm in his chest. It was small, but it was there. The old man paused. That man went home and thought that moment didn't change the world, but it changed that boy's world, and for a moment, it changed mine. Arav swallowed, his eyes felt heavy. The old man continued, "Meaning doesn't always come as a big purpose. Sometimes it comes as small moments that remind us we are alive." Before Arav could say anything, his phone buzzed. It was time to go back to work. When he looked up again, the old man was gone. That evening, Arav went home feeling different, not happy, not sad, just thoughtful. Days passed. The emptiness didn't disappear overnight. Some mornings were still hard, some nights still felt long, but Arav started noticing small things: the smile of the tea seller, the sound of rain, the comfort of warm food. One weekend, Arav visited his parents. His mother looked at him and said, "You look tired." "I am," he said honestly. She held his hand and said, "Rest is not just sleep. Sometimes rest is being honest with yourself." Those words stayed with him. A few days later, Arav saw a post online asking for volunteers at a local shelter. Normally, he would scroll past. This time, he didn't know why, but he clicked. The first day at the shelter was awkward. He didn't know what to do or say, but there was a little girl who kept following him around, asking questions. She laughed at his silly answers. When he was about to leave, she hugged him and said, "Will you come again?" Arav walked home with tears in his eyes. His life was still not perfect. His problems were still there, but something inside him felt less broken. One night, the emptiness came back stronger. Arav sat alone and thought, what if this feeling never goes away? Then he remembered the old man's words, "Lost means you are searching." He opened a notebook and started writing. Not goals, not plans, just feelings. He wrote about his fears, his regrets, his tired heart. The words flowed like they had been waiting. Writing became his quiet place. Volunteering became his reminder. Slowly, life started to feel less pointless. One day, at the park, Arav saw the same bench. He sat there, hoping to see the old man again. He didn't come, but Arav smiled anyway. He realized something important. Life doesn't always give answers quickly. Healing doesn't come in loud moments. Sometimes it comes softly, like a hand on your shoulder reminding you that you are not alone. Arav still had bad days, he still questioned life sometimes, but now when life felt pointless, he didn't run from the feeling, he sat with it, he listened, and he kept moving one small step at a time. Because he learned that even when life feels empty, your heart is still beating for a reason. And as long as you are here, your story is not over. And maybe, just maybe, the fact that you are searching for meaning means your heart is still alive, and that itself is a kind of hope.